WWE star Dana Brooke hits back at haters after trolls celebrate her injury.
That's bullshit.
Dana Brooke has responded to a heavy criticism from the WWE fans as her performance on NXT this week. The former 24/7 champion was jeered by the live crowd and trended on Twitter, with many people posting cruel remarks about her talents in the ring, while some fans celebrate as she appeared to be injured.
Oh, boy.
While it appeared the knee injury was part of the story, fans could still be heard singing and mocking her as she was helped onto a stretcher, despite currently being positioned as a fan favorite on the screen. So the brutal response has not gone unnoticed, as Dana has taken to Twitter to address the backlash in a pointed way. She tweeted, "All right, I get it. You all think I suck. Got it. Noted. Awesome." I don't know how that's a response. I mean, big deal. And then Vince Russo chimed in, and he had the opinion that he thought it was Ritzy.
Who cares if Vince Russo, what he says?
You chime in about fans.
Okay.
Mantar chime in about fans,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to ask the real question.
Listen, Vince Russo is one of the cocksuckers that came up with the Mantar gimmick.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised.
Shows you how sharp he is.
I'm not surprised to hear that. Yeah, he's a lead pencil. And who cares if you have Vince Russo backing you? That's not really like, oh boy, I got Vince Russo on my side. I'd be looking for the other side. Listen, I thought that, you know what I really don't get? I'm pretty sure that this is coming from a lot of young folks, young wrestling fans that did this to her. I could have sworn that, isn't this the generation where everything's like, give someone a chance, it doesn't matter what's between your legs, everybody should, you gotta be loving and kind and all. What the hell are you assholes doing treating her this way?
Well, that's the
What
problem
is
with
that?
smart marks. That's a problem with smart marks. They're just too smart for their own fucking britches, right? They don't know how hard it is to go out there and do our job on a nightly basis.
So I knew you were going to say that. So keep going, but I knew you were going to say that. So go ahead.
They don't appreciate us sacrificing our body for them, for their fucking entertainment, and
they're paying you, aren't they? They're buying a ticket, aren't they?
yeah, they're buying a ticket.
So that's appreciation,
but
right
you know
there.
what? I could go out there and do nothing, and like they said, Dana Brooke did, go out there and do nothing, and still get paid the same fucking money. It's hard to show up on a nightly basis with your A game.
So wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. You just said you could do nothing. So as a fan, then I could go on Twitter and rip you the shreds, right? Because I just spent my hard-earned money picking garbage, right? And you didn't perform for me. You did not perform.
For example, if I got some guy in a headlock and they're chanting fucking boring, well, you know what? Them chanting boring is just going to make me hold on to that headlock even longer. I don't give a fucking shit if you're chanting boring. I'm going to hold on to that headlock until the cows come home. You want me to fucking do something? Get off your asses and put your hands together. Start cheering. Give me a reason to get up and fucking do something. But don't chant boring and expect me to get up and do something because you're chanting fucking boring. I don't give a fucking shit what you're saying. It's not, I don't have to.
So wait a minute. When your Cowboys are shitting the bed, right? Just use the Cowboys. They're shitting the bed. You're going to go, come on, guys. You're great. Keep going.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm going to say it's the same old fucking Cowboys.
What are you talking about?
No,
Come on,
no.
guys.
Oh, no.
Oh, you
no.
don't. You just sit there. Wait a minute. You turn it on. And
hold on.
All right, losers.
No, I go like this. You suck. I throw shit. Yes.
But listen, why did you look at me and point to me and say, your Cowboys? Why did you have to use your Cowboys? We could have used your fucking
Dolphins.
piece of shit Jets.
I should have said
And
Dolphins.
now hold on a second. We got
Okay.
more playoff wins than you in the last quarter of a century.
Oh, stop it,
And that's
man.
a fact.
You don't even have. You don't even have any wins, do you?
Stop. So no, my point is, you're looking at the side as a wrestler, but what about as the football fan that you are? Do you not scream and bitch and moan about the players
Listen,
on your team?
I truly believe the NFL's fixed.
Ooh.
Okay, wait.
Wow.
You're skating the question, Mighty
No, I'm
Mantar.
not.
Yeah, you are. So as a football fan, do you go on and you complain about your quarterback, your running back, your wide receivers, your safeties? Are you sitting there screaming how bad they suck?
No, but listen, if they're legitimately hurt,
I don't think you should be.
you can't go out there and
Something wrong
say, well, he should have done better. When that guy's fucking hurt, how good do you want him to fucking be when he's hurt?
Right.
You know what I mean? When
So
you're
when
hurt,
you're-
you're not at 100%.
When you're on DraftKings and you're dropping $500 and the safety breaks his leg, you're not saying get off the fucking field. Get out. You suck. Get someone else in there.
No, I'm hoping.
$500
I'm hoping that I bet on the guy that caught the fucking football and ran 80 yards for a touchdown.
No, what you're doing is you're playing it towards as a fan. That's what a fan is. Why do you have to? You don't know what we do. I was a professional wrestler. You can't do what we can.
They don't.
I get
They
it.
just have no
I get
idea.
that.
They have no idea what we go through
I get it.
to be able to perform like that in front of them and for them. Right? We have to be at the top of our fucking game, physically, mentally, in all aspects. You know, you have to show up, and it's hard to show up on a daily basis. I would say it's much easier to show up once a week than it is on a nightly basis. You know, I mean, I truly believe that.
So let me ask you
The toughest
something.
sport out there
Would
is
you have rather
professional
been the
wrestling.
mighty Mantor wrestling 12 minutes a night or being a garbage man working 12 hours a day?
Well, I mean, that's a dumb question, right? But I earned that fucking spot to be
Not
the
saying
mighty
it, but
Mantor.
again-
Motherfucker, that spot wasn't given to me.
I get it, but on the other hand, fans hating on you is part of the deal.
But I don't
You're
give a shit if
legitimately
fans
hurt,
fucking
though?
hate on me. Why she got such soft skin? This fucking.
So now you're
Dana
changing. Now
Brooke?
you're agreeing with me now.
You know, fuck for no.
By the way,
what
Isban,
sense does
this
that
is This
make?
Week in Wrestling. It's not an interview, but I have to ask a question. Isban wants to know.
This was This
why
Week in
were
Wrestling.
You Goldust's bodyguard only for one pay-per-view?
Ooh.
Because fucking New York was stupid and didn't want to keep going with it. Even when Goldust said, "Hey man, I think this one could turn into something," right? They just thought that having two people leading one guy down the ring was a little bit too much.
So they brought you in just because he got injured, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they were like, "Okay, you're done," because
Yeah,
they didn't want to take him off the pay-per-view.
No, they didn't because he was the main event with the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Championship.
I got you.
But he blew his knee out on the European tour. So they knew he couldn't really perform, so they had to come up with something that he could do. And doing that little skit in the director's chair was all he could do. Because it took everything he had just to walk to the fucking ring. I mean, he was legitimately fucked up.
All right, back to the original subject. Pharaoh first.
I personally.
Just because you're not a wrestler,
Yeah.
do you have a right?
I have
to-
a right to do whatever I want, but I also have a moral obligation to myself. If I see that a wrestler is hurt, I am not going to be the asshole because I paid to watch him get injured. Ha ha! Screw you! You suck! I hope your leg is ruined. What is
And
wrong?
by the way, she really wasn't hurt. She went on and wrestled. So
Okay. You know what I honestly think? I honestly think that the crowd sees her as a prop, a Vince McMahon selected female wrestler who doesn't have the goods, and they decided to let her know because they're a bunch of marks.
Well, do you
That's
think?
what I think.
And your thoughts
You know?
there, Mighty Mantor?
Well, listen, again, it's all about what they're telling you to do, right? I mean, you might not want to go out there and wrestle and act like you're fucking hurt, you know, and go through all that fucking bullshit, but they're telling you to fucking do that. And so it's kind of hard to say I'm not going to fucking do that when you got an opportunity on TV to, you know, to give everybody what you got and you're the fucking champ. You know, you just can't do that. You know, so you got to go out there and do what they tell you to fucking do.
So do you think it's right that the fans try to shake all the wrestlers by using the Stone Cold Steve Austin? What do you think it
Oh, they do
ruins the
that all the-
programming?
I got to admit.
I think it's retarded.
I remember when it first started. And when it first started, it was great because Austin was doing it. But once I started to see it like an infection slip into other people's promos, other people's matches, other people, I was like, oh my God, this thing's taking a life of its own, and I could do without it.
What?
I still don't like it to this day when they do it. I'm like, shut up and stop trying to be the show. You paid to watch the show, not become the show. So I have a problem with that. That's me. It's my opinion.
Do you think, Mantor, that the fan, me and Jimmy, perfect example,
Yeah.
have infiltrated the business that you love too deeply, and now it's out of control?
Yes, because they think they know every fucking thing. And they're on the wrong side of the camera to know everything. Right? I mean, they might want us to do something and they might want to live their life vicariously through fucking us. But you know what? In real life, that shit don't work like that. You know, you can't live your life through fucking me because I'm just going to end up disappointing you because your expectations might be way above and beyond on what I can do.
But answer honestly though, does it bother you like fans? Because this is all we are. Like me and Jimmy have now infiltrated this type of business and have
Personally-
established a foothold in it, and we have never stepped foot in the ring, don't know anything about it. And what does that make
Now-
a guy like you feel?
Mike Francesa never stepped on the baseball diamond. He's a sports genius.
But he was a sports writer for a very long time.
So
right?
what? He wasn't playing the sport.
Okay,
Boomer
well-
Esiason would be the first one to tell him, "You don't know shit. You weren't in the locker room." I'd rather
Yeah.
hear Mike Francesa's opinion half the
You know,
time.
and honestly, I don't give a fucking shit what they think. You know,
That's fair.
if I did my job according to what the fucking fans think, I would have never been Mantar for fuck's sake. You know,
By the way, Mitch
gotta
Seinfeld
have a
wants to
thick
know
skin.
why are your eyes closed.
what?
Mitch Seinfeld wants to know why
It's
are
good
your eyes
weed.
closed.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it's good fucking weed.
All right, that's why I'm
Good
asking the
fucking
question.
weed.
Good Florida fucking marijuana, brother.
Lou says smoke.
There you go. Did you bring any extra? I mean, next question.
So what is the answer? Do you feel that the smart mark has invaded the world of wrestling?
Yes, because they think that they're just too fucking smart for their own britches. They think they know everything.
Does that start with the original Smart Mark, Dave Meltzer, or what are we talking here? Is it when
Yeah.
when your buddy Scott Hall tore the
No.
tore kayfabe apart, or
Dave Meltzer's a whole nother fucking talk show. All right, that fucking guy. You know, it's people think they know everything, and they're sitting in front of the TV watching. So what the fuck do they actually know? If they knew everything, they'd be there with me. Right? So, you know, what they have to understand is we only have so much in us to give. And when we give everything we have on a nightly basis, some nights we might only be out there 75 or 80% mentally in the game. Because maybe the setting or the arena or whatever the reason is isn't enough for you to get 100% excited that night.
we don't pay 75% of the ticket? How come he's giving 75%?
That's a good question.
I might be fucking hurt.
That's different. That's different.
Or because I just don't fucking give a fuck that night and I want to
that's
take a
not
night
different.
off.
You have to give
I want
a
to
fuck.
take a night off and get paid. So who gives a shit? Right?
So there again lies the honesty that I'm trying to get to, right?
I think
You
we
know,
found it.
when Vince was fucking working us over 300 days a fucking year,
350.
nobody was saying, oh, Mantar, can I come do your laundry? Or, you know, you need a place to stay. I'll give you a nice home cooked meal. And, you know, if they fucking feel sorry for
I
you.
just want to do some quick math on that because there is a movie out there or a documentary called 365 Days. where-
365.
No, it's
363.
Right.
Not every single day.
Right. So anyway, no, it's
363.
350 days, right?
I think so.
So how
but
many days are in a year, Farrell?
It's 365.
Okay.
Unless it's a leap year, it's
Perfect. Hold on.
366.
Perfect.
What?
So 365.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's some people. But we'll just call you work 300 days a year, right? Big
Okay.
deal. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But hold on,
Okay.
I just want to do
Yeah,
math.
I'm with you.
365 days a year.
Yeah, right.
So the regular job, how many holidays you get? 5?
I'm never off. I don't know what you're talking about.
You get 5?
Yeah.
We never
Okay.
got
How
holidays
many,
off.
Hold on. Just doing some quick math.
Yeah.
Weekends. How many weekends are in a year?
There's 52. Why?
Okay, that's 52 days off that you have,
Yes.
right? 5 holidays, that's 57,
Yeah, right.
right?
Yeah.
You said how many? 365, right?
365.
How many weeks vacation you usually get? 1 or 2 weeks?
If you're lucky.
So let's call it 2 weeks.
Right.
14 days.
Yeah.
You know how many days you're working?
No.
Quick math. 300.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
Seems like a normal thing. Just saying.
For somebody like you, it might seem fucking normal because you go to work at 3:30 every
No,
fucking
but yeah,
morning.
And you work
My
more
point,
than
look,
350
you
days.
are a special human being. Okay, that is when you're an athlete, which you are special.
Yeah.
That's undeniable. All I'm saying is that as a paying fan, I think you have a right to hate. You have a right to boo. You have a right to make fun of people. You have a right to do whatever you want. You don't have to respect
No,
the
there's
people
nothing
you're
wrong.
paid
No.
to see.
Of course not. Of
No, and that's why,
course not.
in my defense, when I say I don't give a fucking shit what you say or think, that's perfectly why.
Exactly.
Because you have,
fair.
everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you like me or if you love me, as long as you do something.
Right.
Make your decision.
Right.
Right? As long as you either know if you like me or hate me, you want to boo me or cheer me, you want to throw shit at me or send me fucking flowers, make your fucking mind up. I don't care what you decide. That's your decision.
Right.
Right? So therefore, I don't give a shit about what you say, or it's not going to affect my work in the ring just because you say, well, he had a shitty match and he sucks now, and he was hurt and act like he was
And
hurt.
let's not forget the fans who are hating on Dana Brooke for these last 10 years.
Right.
When she's finally retired, like you, and you go on the circuit and you're signing up, those same fans are going to tell you how much they love you. Because they really do.
Yeah.
They loved hating you.
Yeah, sure they do.
Right?
This felt a little different, though, than they love hating you. They love to hate MJF, but loving to hate someone who's being taken out on a stretcher?
Here's the reality. They're trying to...
She doesn't generate that kind of
Yeah, but they're so
response.
smart that they're not looking at, well, she's getting carried down a stretcher. She fucking must be hurt. They're thinking, well, that's all the fucking show.
Exactly.
She's not really hurt, but she ain't really wrestling
and
either.
they're trying... And they're thinking that they're trying to get her over as a face so
Right.
much. They're like, screw her.
Just a-
I hate her. And it's not working.
Just a weird observation, and you tell me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong about Dana Brooke herself, the wrestler.
Sure.
Was she ever as green as the Bellas? Is she that bad? Did I miss something? I understand she's not the elite wrestling women out
I got to
there.
bring up the Bellas.
Because the Bellas were as green as that wall over there.
Yeah, they were the drizzling shits.
They were horrendous.
She has the same odor on her.
Okay. As the Bellas?
No, as the new Sergeant Slaughter girl.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, Lacey Evans?
Lacey Evans, who I
I
love.
understand.
But she just can't get over.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
matter
Lacey
what
Evans
they
has
do.
a hard time of getting over.
Yep.
No matter what, she looks fucking great. Her
She's-
body is
it
Could
doesn't-
wrestle,
her body
gorgeous,
is
everything.
missing.
tremendous shape.
There's something missing.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
sure.
called it. It's just they can't. They just don't. Look, we talked about it. They don't have it.
Right.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they just ain't got the charisma or whatever it
You
is. They
don't
just ain't got
Absolutely
it.
agreed. By the way,
It's
the
not
new
their
one,
not their stick.
Trish's sidekick has it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I love Zoe.
yeah,
Oh, man.
but not good looking though.
I don't care.
I do.
Oh, Jesus. Every chick female's got to be good looking, otherwise forget
Listen,
it.
men
So much
do.
for fabulous
If you're on
moolah.
professional
What
wrestling
the-
TV, yeah, you better be fucking good
Oh,
looking.
come on.